Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 26th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Monday out there so far. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Have a great Monday afternoon also. And also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about the satellite loop for the lower 48 here. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, take a look at the watches warning and advisory map. Also, we're going to take a look at the MDS discussion for a possible severe thunderstorm watch for a portion of Pennsylvania all the way down into portions of South Carolina and maybe Georgia. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. Tuesday channel. Consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alrighty, as you can see, we got a system up here spinning over the Great Lakes region, an area of low pressure here spinning. We got associated showers and thunderstorms with this system up here. Trailing cold front extending back down into the deep south. We got a little area of low pressure here, producing some showers and storms over Louisiana as it continues to move down. At high pressure currently about right in this area here, shifting all this activity over and around. So I'm expecting these here little impulses to come crashing in over here California and then kind of ride around the ridge and kind of make a dive to the east-southeast over the next coming days. So, but as this cold front here marches through this afternoon, maybe some severe weather down into the Carolinas with some large hail and damaging winds, and cannot rule out an isolated tornado as well as this line moves through. Any individual cell that pops up can produce a tornado with little to no advance warning. So try to keep your NOAA weather radios on, and also your cell phones in alert mode for possible warnings for your location. White boxes should be issued sometime in the next little while. Alright, we've got another little system up here. We've got a couple of, a couple of systems spinning around up here in portions of the upper Midwest, Pacific Northwest as well. We got another system here coming in out of the Gulf of Alaska. Will come crashing on shore over here in the Pacific Northwest, and this will be our next weather maker back to the west, and it will continue to move east across the country later on in the forecast period. Alright, let's take a look at the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, here's that low pressure system spinning over here in the Great Lakes region. There's them showers and storms over the southern Canada area. Sorry about the pop-up. Always does it every time. It catches me on while I'm trying to explain the radar view. But anyway, we got that low pressure system here producing showers and storms over southern Canada and also up here in the Great Lake, over here portions of east Wisconsin, also into port. Got scattered showers over portions of Illinois, also over the Ohio River Valley, and Ohio that is, excuse me. Also into New York State, all the way over to West Virginia. Also into scattered showers and storms off the northern Bahamas. Got some scattered showers there. Also got some scattered activity and numerous showers and storms over northwestern Cuba. Scattered activity east around the Florida, southern Florida to the Florida Keys. Puerto Rico got a few scattered showers. Louisiana, there's that little system you've seen on the satellite loop down here producing some precipitation down in Louisiana. Kind of cooling you folks off down there from that very hot temperature down in your area. Excuse me, I had to get some water. Alrighty. Also, we got some scattered activity over portions of Nebraska and also into portions of South Dakota. More scattered showers over here in portions of Montana, back over to Idaho. Also in the Wyoming there, and rain and snow showers to the south in Alaska. Alright, here's a look at the watches warning and advisory map for your location. You can see we got some flood advisories over portions of Maine, also down in the portion of New York State, also toward New York. Got severe thunderstorm watches currently in effect for west central New York, central and eastern Pennsylvania, and also around the Maryland and New Jersey area and Pennsylvania vicinity. Also, we have a flash flood watch for eastern flash flood watch, also in a portion for central and eastern portions of New York State, with a few flood warnings there as well. Also, we got a coastal flood advisory here for South Carolina. Also, a flood advisory for Orangeburg, South Carolina. Also, we got heat advisories extending from western Alabama to portion of the Panhandle of Florida, central and southern Mississippi, southern Arkansas, all of Louisiana, southern Oklahoma, and much of Texas there as well. Also into southern portions of New Mexico. We have excessive heat warnings also in effect for southeast Texas, central Texas, western Texas, and also over here in southeastern Arizona. We have some air quality alerts there as well in southwest Arizona. Got some wind advisory there in southern California. Red flag warnings for northeastern portions and northeast, north central portion of Arizona, excuse me. Also northwestern portion of New Mexico, central and southwestern portion of Colorado, and southeastern Utah. Fire weather watches also in effect for portions of central Arizona. River flood warnings still continue for portions of Nevada, also over here in the portions of South Dakota. Flood watches up in effect for portions of southern Montana, northern portions of Washington State. Also, we have air quality alert for Michigan and also into Wisconsin. That's northern Michigan and Wisconsin vicinity. Beach hazard statements in effect for western Michigan, also down to northwestern Indiana, northeast Illinois, and also northern portions of Wisconsin and also into Michigan for some dangerous rip in that vicinity. Alright, take a look at the MDS discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. As you can see, from New York State all the way down into central South Carolina, down the Aiken area, this blue line here presents scattered to numerous damaging winds, and large hail will become increasing concern this afternoon. Multiple severe thunderstorm watches will likely be needed. So if you're in these areas here, from Buffalo, New York to Binghamton, New York, through Williamsport, through Scranton, through Allentown, Lancaster, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Frederick, also down towards Front Royal, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, also toward Atlantic City, Salisbury, Charlottesville, Richmond, Virginia, over toward near Virginia Beach, also Roanoke, Danielsville, Greensboro, down toward Raleigh, Fayetteville, Charlotte, Rock Hill, Columbia, South Carolina, Aiken, Newberry, South Carolina. If you're in this area here, look out for wind gusts over 70 miles per hour, and also softball size hail with some of the thunderstorm, locally heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out in these areas. So just want to give everybody a heads up on that. So if you know where the radio goes off, your cell phone goes off, don't be surprised that a watch will be issued for some time in the next little bit. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, and then we'll go through tomorrow and Wednesday. Alright, we got general thunderstorms extending from portions of Maine down into portions of the Boston area, and also down into portions of much of northern, central, and southern Florida, include the Florida Keys. Also over toward Alabama, Mississippi, back into portions of Oklahoma, Texas. Also back over to portions of New Mexico. Also back up to portions of Kansas, Nebraska, back to North and South Dakota, portions of Minnesota, back to Montana State, Oregon, Utah, and northwest Utah, Idaho, and also portions of Nevada and California. We have a marginal rift and a slight rift over here in portions of Kansas through portions of South Dakota, Wyoming, and also Montana. Also, we have another marginal rift over here in portions of eastern portions of New Mexico and the portion of Panhandle, Texas, and western portions of Oklahoma. Also over here again in Louisiana, back into Arkansas and eastern Texas, the southeastern portions of Oklahoma. Marginal rift also down in the Panhandle, Florida, through Georgia, portions of South Carolina, all the way up into portions of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all the way into portions of Ohio, all the way up into New York State, also back over toward Connecticut as well. We have a slight rift also extending from New York State all the way down into South Carolina. Marginal rift extending from Pennsylvania all the way down to eastern North Carolina, with a few areas right there, maybe around Dillon, South Carolina, over toward Marlboro and maybe Chesterfield County, South Carolina. You look like you may be in the partial enhanced rift area for severe thunderstorms in your vicinity. All right, these are the following areas. This includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina for an enhanced rift. Also, this includes New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, Newark, New Jersey, New Jersey City, New Jersey, Rochester, New York, slight rift. Also, this includes New Orleans, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana. This is a marginal risk for severe weather. Tornado probability for today, we have a 2% over here in portions of Wyoming, back into portions of South Dakota and also Nebraska, portions of South Carolina here, all the way up to Pennsylvania. If you're in the 2% area, this includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., and Virginia Beach, Virginia. All right, the wind probability for today, from Montana back into Kansas, also in Texas and New Mexico, also in Arkansas, Louisiana, from Florida all the way to New York, 10%, 15% in the yellow from New York to South Carolina, 30% from North Carolina all the way back into Pennsylvania. If you're in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, 30%. New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, Newark, New Jersey City, New Jersey, Rochester, New York, 15%. New Orleans, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Columbus, Georgia is 5%. Hail probability for today, we have a 5% over in portions of Montana, back into portions of Kansas. Nebraska, and New Mexico, Oklahoma, into portions of Louisiana, all the way down here from Florida all the way to Maine, 15% down here in South Carolina, all the way into portions of Virginia, and the significant hail look like it'll be in the yellow slashed area. This includes Charlotte, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Cary, North Carolina. This is significant for large hail over 2 inches in diameter. Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina, Salem, North Carolina, this will be a 15%. New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, Virginia will be in the 5% category. All right, let's move on to day 2. Florida Keys, back to portion of Louisiana, back to New Mexico, all the way over to California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon State, all the way back to Minnesota, and also Wisconsin, surrounding areas. Also, we have a marginal rift over here in portions of Kansas, South Dakota, also into portions of Wyoming, also into portions of southeast Colorado, all the way over to Arkansas, also here in Outer Banks, North Carolina, all the way up toward the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia region. Slight rift also in that yellow area. And the yellow, this is Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Springdale, Arkansas. That would be a slight risk. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake Bay, Virginia, and Newport News, Virginia. This is a marginal risk for severe weather. Tornado probability 2%, pretty much over portions of Nebraska and South Dakota. Perry, South Dakota is the only one that's got 2% and surrounding areas. All right, winds over here from the Outer Banks of North Carolina all the way into portions of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also over here in portions of Arkansas, all the way back into portions of Colorado, also into Canton, Nebraska, all the way into portions of Wyoming. The significant severe in the 15% from Arkansas back into Oklahoma. And let's see, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Eden, Oklahoma, and Brattlesville, Oklahoma. Significant severe damage and wind area for your Tuesday. Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas, and Joplin, Missouri. You're in the 15% category. Also the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Wichita, Kansas, Norfolk, Virginia, and Chesapeake, Virginia. Your guys are in the 5%. Hail probability 5% still over here to Outer Banks at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also from Arkansas back Texas, and also in the Colorado. Also Kansas, Nebraska, into portion of Wyoming. And the 15% in the yellow slashed area, that's a significant severe hail. Dodge City, Kansas, Poncha City, Oklahoma, Liberal, Kansas, Derby, Kansas, Winsfield, Kansas. This is a significant severe hail, over 2 inches in diameter. Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas, 15% for you guys. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, Newport News, 5% for you guys as well for large hail in your region. All right, let's move on to day number 3, and then we're going to wrap the video up. We got general thunderstorm from Maine all the way down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Also down in the central and southern Florida, including the Florida Keys. Also, we got thunderstorms, general thunderstorms expected also from Alabama and Mississippi all the way up to Missouri, all the way up through Missouri, and also into portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin, all the way over to Washington, Oregon State, California, Nevada, Utah, and also into portions of Colorado, over marginal risk over eastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western portions of Kansas. Also, we have one for eastern South Dakota, northeastern Kansas, much of Iowa, and central and southern Minnesota. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Delmar, Iowa, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you're in a marginal risk. Ability 5% in the brown, same areas. Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Delmar, Iowa, Sioux Falls, Iowa, 5% risk area. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Consider liking these videos, and also consider subscribing if you have not subscribed. Also, enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. And also, we'll catch you back in the next video. So take care. Have a great Monday.